It was only going to be a matter of time, guys. It was only going to be a matter of time. Jason Lee has is basically turning on P. Diddy. He claims he's not, but he is turning on P. Diddy and is exposing him with some very juicy, interesting information. Hey guys, it's Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back at again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, please click that button. I would really appreciate it. I'm filming this video for you at 6:30 in the morning. The dedication is unreal. Please do subscribe to the channel. Click that button. Send us super thanks if you guys wish to. There's a $sign there. Comment down below and give this video a thumbs up. Just click that thumbs button. Thank you. And let's get into this. Now, he's speaking on his Hollywood Unlocked podcast and just discussing the whole P. Diddy case. Initially, when he broke his silence on this, he was very much, victim blaming, in my opinion, shading Cassie, unnecessary tweets, had no idea what he was talking about, very emotionally unintelligent when it comes to this conversation. And, actually kind of showing grace to P. Diddy in that moment. It was absolutely insane. But in this podcast, he seems to have backtracked completely. And I think this also aligns to the fact that his new podcast that he's launched, where he's interviewing these celebrities, is no longer on Revolt. I don't know if you guys have realized this, but in the past week or so, or past month or so, his show is no longer airing on Revolt. It's actually being uploaded onto his own channel, Hollywood Unlocked. So that is interesting. And that, in my opinion, correlates with him beginning to turn on Diddy. He claims he's not, but if you're spilling his business, your previous boss, then you very well are. And it was only a matter of time. So he begins his podcast. He discussed loads of topics, but in the end, I want to just get to, it's like a 2-hour podcast, but I want to let you know what he said about Diddy and wrap this video up in 5 minutes. He basically said he knew people that would describe P. Diddy as the devil. He says that allegedly through industry people that Cassie got between $25 to $30 million. That money I don't believe Cassie has as of yet, but that is the amount that it was settled for. Get this, guys. P. Diddy he also reveals the fact that P. Diddy is no longer receiving money from Ciroc, and normally he receives 50 million a year from them. That money is no longer coming in, so he's lost that money. Not only that, but Revolt couldn't afford to renew the Jason Lee show due to insufficient funds. Now that is absolutely insane that the brand, Revolt is now in a position where it's struggling with its finances because its owner, P. Diddy, had to leave. I think this directly aligns to the fact that, insurance companies are hit and prices are rising high. And of course, they've had to put people on the chopping block, which is why shows like the Jason Lee show couldn't be renewed. Not only that, but Jason Lee reveals that AT&T sponsor pulled out of sponsoring at Revolt. Now that in itself is insane because that is a major sponsor for Revolt. So the P. Diddy stuff, the debacle, of course, several brands have dropped him or dropping him in the process. But the fact that AT&T, which was a huge sponsor for Revolt, basically plugging the brand and helping keeping shows alive, has pulled out. That hasn't been announced anywhere. So I think that's obviously quite secret news. And that's another reason for why probably Jason's show did not get renewed. He also said, Jason Lee is so child, he is interviewing Aubrey O'Day. So Aubrey O'Day is going to be the next guest coming in, and evidently there's going to be a large conversation about P. Diddy. That is what Aubrey's coming in for. So, of course, Diddy used to be his boss at one point. Kanye West used to be his boss at one point. So I think Jason only, favors where he is at the moment of time. And, at the end of the day, the man does look after himself. You have to give him that. So with this interview with Aubrey that's coming out soon, that is going to be a juggernaut piece, because I know Jason likes to ask the very messy questions like Charlemagne, and Aubrey is not one to hold back. So that is going to be explosive, and I'm looking forward to the interview to find out what they're going to say. Not only that, but he says that P. Diddy confronted Jason at a party and told him not to put him on his Hollywood Unlocked blogs, and very sternly, he was quite aggressive with it. Not only that, but then he also came to expose the fact that P. Diddy spoke with Jason Lee and shared with the fact that he got models from Sean John to F. Cassie. Now that is very interesting because, there was a guy who, was also telling Jason that, the whole thing was quite weird, that he was told to do this, told to do that, told to do this, and etc., etc. So P. Diddy is basically funneling in men through his modeling agency to victims of trafficking. That in itself is basically what it looks like, which is far more deeper. And I think that this was a breadcrumb that Jason had dropped, that one of the men that had effed Cassie was actually under one of Diddy's corporations. And that is, of course, Sean John. We know how these modeling agencies can work. Balenciaga is one who had a very interesting, moment, let's just say this time last year, where you have organizations that have people that work under them that you can use them, either to traffic them, or you can use them to for victims that you have, and use them as ammunition to be sold so that you can, and you have the victim here and you can bring these people to the victim. And that's exactly what P. Diddy did. He had these models under his brand Sean John. He picked the men that he liked, and he told one of them to do XYZ to Cassie as he sat there, rubbed himself and filmed it. That is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. And it's a breadcrumb to a far bigger issue where I feel like he's getting these models, getting these people, and Cassie is the moment for now in that situation, unfortunately, but there could have been other people, and he brings them to these freak-offs. So that was another freak-off situation described. So if P. Diddy is bringing models under his brand to F Cassie and use her, I can't even imagine what celebrities he's around 24/7 that have touched up Cassie. And I feel like Cassie was this kind of kitten, this pet, this kind of toy for Diddy that you could parade around. And for somebody who likes to watch his girl getting ran through and film it, he probably had everybody on the block. So Jason also said that there came a point in time where he wanted to distance himself from these people or etc. I don't know what he was saying. To me, it just looked like he's, backtracking, turning around. The Diddy ship not only is sinking, but it's sinking extremely fast. So I think that once he's become aware of that Diddy isn't going to really make a comeback from this, or it's going to be very difficult, and that he's left Revolt, he's in a much more safer position to actually speak on him. He does claim that he's not going in on Diddy, that this is his job, and that you'll have him to interview him if he wants to. But if you're making those statements and spilling all of that tea, that is very unnecessary. Diddy is not going to like you saying that. So, yeah. Exposed him quite badly, guys, but in a very casual way. And yeah, the fact that Revolt is losing money fast, the fact that he's no longer earning money from Ciroc, the fact that AT&T's pulled out the sponsor, to me, it's looking like the majority of his net worth, because we always see 900, 800 million and etc. and you think, wow, so much money. I think a lot of that net worth of money is in his assets. I don't think it's liquid money. I mean, of course, it's liquid enough for him to be okay, but I don't think he has like 600-700 million in liquid. I think like 75% of that money is in properties, boats, assets, investments, in stocks. I think that's where a lot of the money is. And then he has probably like 100, 200 probably just in the bank or something. So I think he'll be fine, obviously, but his wealth is going to be substantially different to what he's used to. This was a man who, used to work at a record company as an assistant and turned into a billionaire through significant exploitation on the way up. But the harder the higher you rise, the harder you're going to fall, especially if you are somebody who has abused several women and men in so many different ways, financially, mentally, R-word, physically, it's just emotionally, there's so many ways. I didn't expect Jason to come through with this and drop this major T in all these different ways, but it clearly goes to show you that Revolt at this moment of time is going down. His brands are going down. All of them are going down. It looks like Diddy's going down with everything with him. And I think also because Cassie sued his corporations, which obviously include Revolt in some kind of way and everything else, it impacts them in such a significant manner that it's going to last for a very long time. Yeah. Do let me know your thoughts when it comes to this, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Click that button for daily and consistent content. I would appreciate it, please. It's nearly 7 a.m. in the morning. I have not slept. I would appreciate it if you guys just click that button and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. It's just one click. Click the notifications bell as well. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Send us super thanks if you guys wish to. There's a $ sign there. And I'll catch you guys soon for another video.